What's up guys, Inksploded here. And in this video I'm gonna give you some ideas on how to use the cat bell power up. Let's get started. First off is the MOVESET. The cat power up gives you a lot of extra moves, so let's cover them really quick. You can still do a regular jump. You also have the option to dive. When you dive, you can dive cancel by pressing the button to dive again. You can also scratch like a cat. Cats can climb walls up to 8 blocks, but you can only climb once you jump and press the direction the wall is at. Now that we know how that works, let's dive straight into the IDs. The first ID revolves around a mechanic that involves the cat bell and a bullet bill. When you do a claw swipe, the bullet bill will go in the opposite direction. Combine this with heart blocks and you'll have an interesting puzzle. You can of course also combine this with exclamation mark blocks or on-off switches. But it gets even better. This also works for bullet bills and banzai bills, even for the banzai bills that fly towards the screen. Make sure to have the cat bell respawn though, otherwise your level becomes impossible. Fun fact, this behavior is actually not new in Super Mario Maker 2. This is how they behave in Super Mario 3D World on the Wii U as well. In Super Mario Maker 2 we got a lot, and when I say a lot I mean a lot of clear conditions. One of them is to not touch the ground. This challenge is really hard, but with a cat it becomes a lot more interesting. Because with the cat you can climb walls and semi-solids. More on semi-solids in a bit. But first of all, what is ground? Well, basically every object in the terrain category like ground, semi-solid and blocks. But also a few items from the gizmo wheel like dash panels, exclamation mark blocks and a lot more. Before we get into the last ID, I want to share some quick tips. The first tip, use enemies the player can jump on and enemies the player cannot jump on to add some variation. Don't make levels with clear conditions too long because you cannot add checkpoints. The third quick tip, use semi-solids, more on that in a bit. And the last tip, use walls so Cat Mario can take a rest.
The horror!
Next up we have semi-solids. If there's one thing I love about the semi-solids in 3D World, it is that Cat Mario does not tire out after climbing them. In fact, he can climb them infinitely, but moving on them is really slow. Another tip is that Cat Mario can use a claw swipe to kill enemies even when on a fence. When you do a short hop, then claw swipe and press up again, you will not touch the ground. Another tip is if Mario is climbing on a semi-solid, he cannot kill enemies that easy, especially if you combine this with the previous ID. There is a really great level showcasing how to use fences. I'll leave the level ID in the description below so you can check it out yourself. Now that you know how to use the cat bell power up, it's also a great idea to learn how to make better courses. You can click the end screen right now and I'll see you in that video. But before you go, make sure to vote what the next video should be about, the star or the fire flower. That's all for me for now. Inksploded out.